Hello, SPC listeners. We're back for another training flight. This time it would be for my last dual flight before my check ride the very next day. I'd be flying with Larry again, my flight instructor, getting the last 3/10 of hood time I needed to be ready for my certificate. Enjoy episode 49. Wait, it's tomorrow?
Chandler Tower, Cherokee 4121 Tango is at Chandler Air Service. We have Zulu, and we'd like a south departure, please.
What does it take to be an angel? Where does the sun go when it sleeps? Is every star that shines so brightly in the sky?
In this episode, we'll cover a quick flight to get the additional 0.3 hours I needed to be ready for my check ride. The previous day, I had 3 flights. See episodes 46, 47, and 48 for those. Today, I would do this one flight, and I'd be studying like crazy for my oral and check ride the next morning. I also was going to try to get to bed pretty early so I'd be ready the next day. But this day, I needed some hood time. So let's start with the ATIS and my initial call. You'll hear Larry talk about a piece of paper he lost out the door. We were using that to be able to touch the yoke without burning ourselves. That's Arizona in the summer for you. Incidentally, many businesses around here use neoprene sleeves on the metal door handles to their businesses. We should have probably got something like that for these metal yokes, but we didn't have them. Anyway, here you go.
Chandler Tower, requesting Victor, time 1950 Zulu. Wind calm, temperature 38, 2.9, altimeter 2986. Visual approach in use, landing in the party, runways 22, left and right. Note them. Multiple obstructions in the vicinity of Chandler Airport up to 310 feet AGL. Hazardous weather information available on HiWAS, Flight Watch, or Flight Service frequencies. Use caution, bird activity in the vicinity of Chandler Airport.
Aircraft calling, you're readable with a tone, side tone.
Roger that, thank you.
Chandler Ground, Cherokee 81658, Chandler Air Service with Victor, like a south departure.
Oh, I think I had a
Cherokee
paper in my hand and blew out the door.
Chandler Ground, taxi to runway 22 right via taxiway Alpha November.
It did. Oh, that's sorry.
Taxi to 22 right via Alpha November, Cherokee 658.
I don't need it. It was just that paper. For some reason, I cracked the door open, and that thing flew out, so I want to pick it up later. What happens when you got to have something on you to keep from burning your hands on the yoke? Yeah, that helped.
Yeah.
When we were nearing the end of the run-up, Larry noticed a plane at the run-up area that had been struggling with his radio procedures earlier in the day. Larry was trying to be nice, but evidently the guy had bungled up a few things earlier, and he had more to come in the short time we were with him at the runway. First, you'll hear him call ground to let them know that he was ready on 22 right, which of course should have been a call to tower, not ground. Also, you'll hear me note that not only was he on the wrong frequency, but he wasn't really at the runway either. I covered this in a previous episode, but it's not cool to make a call that you're ready at the runway without actually being at the runway. I even made the comment that if he's not careful, I might sneak in front of him. And then I did. I gave him a few seconds to call tower, but he didn't. In fact, he called ground again. So I pulled up to the hold short line in front of him, switched over to tower, and let them know that I was actually ready to go. Then, before the controller could even respond to me, he called into tower finally. Another gaffe because he didn't wait to see what was happening on the frequency. Tower cleared me for takeoff and then told him to hold short. It was sort of funny, but illustrates why it's important for us to follow standard procedures so we don't gum up the works. We'll take it to the takeoff.
Ooh, that side's hot.
Yeah, the other side.
Good thing I don't touch that side.
Chandler Ground, 75 X-ray, hold 22 right.
Oh, this is the guy this morning. It was such a boob. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. But
the guy, the controller?
No, this airplane. He was. No, well, I won't go into it. He was confused this morning on the radio a little bit and calling over and over again. And he got the mission accomplished. I don't mean to criticize the guy. Tower's probably going on. We got to talk to this guy again.
Boost pump. What's he in there? A little 172?
Yeah, I think so. Older 172. there.
Stand the ground. Cessna 8775 X-ray is on hold at 22 right.
So when
Why is he calling ground back?
Roger, contact channel tower on frequency 126.1.
I know, this was evident. This was what he's been doing all. I heard him all this
He's
morning.
not holding short yet either.
126.
He's not careful. I'm going to sneak in front of him.
Yeah. I tell you, he was this morning on the radio. They told him to stand by, and he called 4 more times. And they said, "We told you to stand by." And then they finally, he was just confused. He sounded confused the whole time. So,
What kind of takeoff would you like me to do?
he hasn't switched yet. Yeah, let's just do a soft field takeoff.
Soft field?
Yep.
Well, what do you think I should do? Pull up?
Yeah. Don't call him. He hasn't called him yet, so go ahead and call him right now.
Chandler Tower, Cherokee 81658 is ready to go on 22 right.
Yeah, shallow way.
Chandler Tower, Cessna 8775 X-ray on hold 22 right.
Cherokee 81658, Chandler Tower, fire and heading, and runway 22 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 22 right, Cherokee 658. You said soft field?
Soft field, yeah. 1500 2 notches.
Correction, Chandler Tower, hold set of runway 22 right.
75 X-ray hold 22 right.
Didn't call. He called the ground twice. Then when he finally called the tower, he didn't wait to hear that we had been
A
talking,
response,
so.
yeah.
So for the takeoff, it got a little sketchy because of the density altitude. It was just barely holding us off the runway. It felt strange, so we were both kind of surprised. But eventually the airplane started flying. You'll hear me say I almost aborted because I didn't feel like we were at full power or something. Anyway, shortly after takeoff, Larry had me put the hood on. I'll just let this next part play a little as Larry did some instruction while I was under the hood. You'll hear me make a big mistake on the radio question because I looked at the wrong instrument and took the reciprocal of that wrong instrument. Larry just said, "Don't do that tomorrow." I would try not to. He gave me some good ideas on prepping for the check ride. Remember, summer in Arizona includes a lot of vertically moving air with the thermal updrafts and downdrafts, so it's pretty hard to hold altitude. You'll hear some of that too. Here you go.
I should have you do a soft field.
My goodness.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, just... You were off the ground. When you got off the ground, you could have got the down a little bit quicker, but yeah, it's just that density altitude. That was... You were hanging on there. We can come back and do one more maybe, just for the heat.
I almost aborted that takeoff.
5 X-ray clear, 22 right for departure.
I guess what you'll have to do in this heat, doing that is it starts to lift off, you ease that back pressure a little bit just to get a little lower angle of attack, get a little higher speed for liftoff so you don't sink back like that. Yeah, we were just hanging there. We hadn't touched back down, and I thought, well, maybe we'll make it here. But it really, pushing down would have, I thought, put us back out on the runway too. So you're high enough, you can go ahead and look the flaps off. 63 once you're over. I don't know what Kurt did with you on the soft field yesterday. I wait till we're at least 50 feet up, then I tell you to.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and put the hood on.
Okay, you got it?
The airplane, yeah. Did he give us a turn to the right, or?
I can't remember.
So we'll ask in a moment here. I'll let you ask in a minute here. I can. Power, Cherokee 658. I'm sorry, did you give us a turn to the south?
Cherokee 658, affirmative.
Okay, thanks. I got there. Thank you. 658.
Okay.
Okay, it's all yours. 81658, turn left heading 150.
12 o'clock, 1800 Cherokee southbound, left turn to the southeast, please.
Radios are a little weird, aren't they?
Yeah, 150.
5 X-ray, have Cherokee in sight.
I don't know, this guy was just struggling a little bit with his radio procedures, I think.
Oh, got a little heavy there.
And we'll climb to 3,500. I'm only going a little higher just because it might be a little cooler.
Yeah.
We'll see how it... I don't think it's going to be much cooler. What is the standard lapse rate? About 3.5 degrees Fahrenheit per 1,000 feet?
Yeah.
I found out in my one of my instrument books where I was talking about the airments are good for 6 hours. We'll review a little bit of that when we get back. Okay, 150.
That sucker's still pretty hot. It's amazing.
But the yoke's still pretty hot?
Yeah.
Gotta start my watch here. credit for a minute or two there. Just going to go long enough to get what you need, and we'll head on back.
All right.
But right now, you've got it on nav 1 is on Stanfield. Just take me to the Stanfield VOR right now.
Okay. Quiet.
Yep.
Okay, Stanfield.
Again, when you have to do this, and I think you're doing it anyway, just remind people to divide your attention between rotating the OBS and controlling the airplane. Yeah. Just back and forth between the OBS and scanning your instruments to keep it straight and level. There you go.
Okay.
Just for the sake of practice here, let's identify that too. Let's push nav 1. I'll let you push it. Go ahead and push nav 1 for me. And we'll turn the volume up. See if we hear a Morse code identifier. Real faint. I don't know if you can hear it.
Yeah, I heard it.
Pretty faint. Okay, you can go ahead and take it off there. We'll just say we identified it. That's one of the procedures. We kind of seem to skim over that a lot, but when you're using one, you want to identify it, make sure you have the right one, and it's working. Typical hot Arizona afternoon.
Oh yeah.
Thermals again. Tell Kurt when you get here tomorrow to do the flying in the morning, and then
yeah.
you're later in the morning. That way you can fly when it's cool. At least in the morning. At least in the late morning, it might be just a little better. Actually, it won't. Yeah, should be flying by 11, 12 o'clock, I would think, at the latest.
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay, what was it they had? Oh, they turned you up in the other direction.
You did say 3,500, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see if it feels. It does feel just a touch cooler.
Yeah, it does.
Not a whole lot, but
feels kind of nice, actually.
Yeah, we'll just head that way for a moment. Let's put. I tell you what, go ahead and put the DME for me on. It's not slave to 1 or 2, so it's just an independent unit here. So I'll let you do that. So we can at least get a distance. 8.2, just take me to the Stanfield VOR now.
All right. Got a little right of my.
If he asks you what radial you're on right now, what radial are you on? I know what you're tracking, but
yeah. I'm on the 020 radial.
Well, you're tracking
010.
You're tracking.
What's that?
What? Well, we're tracking to the station on what radial?
Oh, we're tracking to the station on 179 approximately.
Okay, so what radial are we on? This is more for instrument stuff, but you can start thinking about these terms. We're on basically the 360 radial, right?
Oh yeah. I was looking at the.
You're looking at this one?
Yeah.
Look at
I was just looking at the reciprocal. Yeah. So we're on the the 360.
You were on the 360. Yeah. Just a little technicality there that you want to remember. You're always on the from radial.
Right.
We're tracking to the station on the reciprocal.
I looked for the reciprocal, but I looked down here and I said, we're on the...
Don't do that tomorrow. But
No.
No, you won't. You're doing fine. You got much more to go. I'm just going to have you track out here, and I'll vect you around a little bit, and we'll head back. Too hot a day to do a whole lot. And I think, at this point, my feeling is just relax between now and tomorrow, Get a little bit of this in. I always did my best when I had again, some people operate differently. When I was doing tests, I was always good. It was good for me to study up to a certain point and then just stop, put everything away and relax. Just say, I always told myself, I don't know it by now, I'm not going to know it by tomorrow or whatever, which might not be true, but it just gave me a chance to relax, clear my head, just go into the test with enough excitement and nervousness to be good at it, but not too much. So, like I said, it was good as you did real good on that stage check, which is very encouraging. Okay, we're tracking to. We're still just a little to the right, of course, correct? So we'll just get on that a little bit. Turn around, head back here in a moment.
I must have a little bit of precession. Let's see here.
And again, straight and level, unaccelerated for about 3 seconds. You can check your magnetic compass there quickly.
No, I'm pretty close.
1, 2, 3, about 150.
160. That's what it's showing. Oh man, I got in a thermal.
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that too. It really
We
blew
went
us up there.
up to like 900 feet per second.
Yeah.
I have to dive, and we're still not. Look at that.
Still doesn't want to go down. Yeah. It'll be a long cross country to do one today in the afternoon, unless you climbed high enough. You get
or you had a good autopilot.
Get yourself down to 8,000 or 9,000 feet.
Yeah, we're not descending.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't mean to mess with your power.
Oh, that's okay.
I messed with your trim too. Just doesn't want to go down.
Pretty soon we're going to get in the downdraft, and
suddenly you'll be struggling to stay at hold altitude. It's slowly coming down. Yeah, let me do this with you. Monitor Stanfield VOR. We're still 10 miles from it.
Okay.
This is where, you know.
We got in the downdraft.
Go ahead. Get the power up a little bit. Again, like Kurt probably said, you just anticipate that level off too before you get to 3,500. There. Yeah, it's holding pretty good. Yeah. A little farther right across. Wait till we get on course, then we'll turn around, kind of drift on back. Okay. Yeah, about a 30-degree intercept. We're not real far, so 30 degrees is
150.
Yeah, approximately. And we're what? About a dot and a half out. So about 3 degrees out to the left. We'll see how fast that needle moves towards the center, and then we'll try to anticipate it. So when it gets a little bit closer, before it's centered, we're going to turn on course because we want to intercept that course and not fly right through it. Yeah, we are getting a little downdraft now, so.
Well, yeah.
Again, the most important exercise for you right now is to keep that scan, keep control of the airplane. You can accept little variations in altitude at this point in your training. I mean, your goal, if you inadvertently went IFR, is to maintain control of the airplane. Fly the airplane. Aviate, navigate, communicate. Communicate is obviously a big part of that. Again, you should never inadvertently go IFR, but if this should never happen, does happen. Like I said, you want to get right on the instruments, take a deep breath, just maintain control of the airplane first, then execute a plan, which might be, first of all, what we're going to do in a moment here, just turn around. Okay, the needle is centered up. We're 30 degrees off now, so it wasn't moving real fast, so I believe you'll probably keep it centered up, turning right from this position. We'll got a little bit to the left.
Yeah.
As you start tracking the VORs, you want to start making smaller turns, and you watch that needle carefully as it starts to slowly drift out, make a small correction. If you find yourself making too big a turn, you'll be S-ing your way down the radial there, but that's pretty good. Okay, Warrior 81658, turn left heading 360.
Left 360, we clear?
You're clear to the left.
Captain traffic, Cessna 52706 is 14 miles northwest of the VOR. Request double stack.
Stack is open at 3,000 miles.
Roger that, Stanfield traffic, Cessna 52706 for approximately 8.5 minutes south to the northwest, 13.8 DME. We'll be entering stack at 3,500, securing inbound for the VOR 5 is down.
Okay, let's do this now.
Phoenix approach, say type aircraft, position and request.
It's Archer 929er Bravo, currently 19 miles south of Willie VOR, requesting vectors for ILS 30 center practice approach at Gateway.
I would suggest when you get your license, if you're not going to work on any other rating immediately, every now and then think about going out with another pilot, practicing a little bit, just to stay current.
0325 and 1 advised uniform.
You know, you might not always fly in Arizona where the visibility is really good, and I just think it's a good practice to just, you spent 3 hours doing this, and one day you might work on an instrument rating, so
yeah,
good practice just to go out every now and then and just, do 15 minutes, The first thing that seems to break down to me when I haven't done any instrument flying is my scan. You got to get that scan back. You're usually behind the airplane when you first start back. So as long as you practice, you'll keep that scan
Contact 7 miles northwest of Coolidge Airport, altitude.
a little faster and stay up with things a little better. Scan, interpret the instruments, and then control the airplane.
Victor 9 out of Bravo, roger. Maintain VFR, turn right heading 040, vectors for sequencing gateway.
Yeah, nice bumpy day here. 040, maintain VFR. Trip back in just a moment here. I'll just give you a couple more.
Helicopter 719 uniform. How long are we going to hold over Cezu, sir? Are you inbound at this time?
Welcome 93 uniform. We're just turning inbound right now. No, we're not going to hold. We're just going to go inbound on the approach once we get past Cezu.
Helicopter 93 uniform, roger.
Okay, once you're stable at 3,500, we're A1658, turn right heading 090, and you're clear to the right.
And heading 090.
I think there's more thermals today than there was yesterday.
Yeah, seems like it. Oh, now we're in the downdraft.
Yeah. Now we're going up. Updraft, downdraft, updraft, downdraft. Okay, 165 turn left heading 030.
3030.
330, This is up.
Uniform Hotel, turn right heading 110.
What's that?
No, I was listening to approach.
Helicopter 8 uniform Hotel.
Sounded like as I was telling you turn to 030, it sounded like he was telling to somebody to turn to the same heading.
Gateway Tower 124.75.
Contact Gateway Tower 124.75, helicopter 903 uniform.
Archer 929 out of Bravo. 2 miles from Snow. Fly present heading, maintain at or above 3,200 till established on a localizer. Practice approach approved. No separation services are provided.
Downdraft, yep.
Maintain 3,200 till established on the localizer. Clear for VFR practice approach.
Another thing, and I probably mentioned it sometime during the training, just to mention it quickly again here. If you're in the clouds, you don't come out of the clouds, obviously you're going to have to be talking to somebody right away to get some help to find your way out of the clouds. One thing you want to think about too is if you're in the clouds and it's cold, there's a greater chance for carburetor ice. So that's something to think about too. If you're in clouds, it's cold, it's moist,
visible moist.
You start to lose a little RPM. You might be putting that carburetor heat on now and then. That might apply to PO heat. But again, hopefully, like I said, you should never get yourself in a position where you have to do this. But again, we've all read stories about pilots that have, so.
Archer 4142 November, traffic 12 to 1 o'clock, 3 miles northeastbound, altitude indicates 3,900.
4142 November, second.
That's not us, but we're northeastbound.
Number 4142 November, climb and maintain 7,000.
4142 November, climb 7,000.
Okay, Cherokee 81658, turn left heading 330.
330.
And A1658, descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
Archer 929 out of Bravo. It appears you're on a 300 heading, sir. On that vector, you're never going to intercept the localizer. Turn 20 degrees right and intercept the localizer for the practice approach.
Right, Archer 929 out of Bravo.
Central aircraft Phoenix 8 is Mike, now current altimeter 2982.
330, again. Let's check straight and level unaccelerated promoter, our magnetic compass with our
traffic, no factor.
directional gyro. 1, 2, 3. We're on a heading of about 350, looks like. And 81658, just maintain a heading at 350.
Okay.
And continue your descent down to 2,500.
2,500.
And
So it was about time to think about heading back, so Larry said to pick up the ATIS, and the designator had changed to Whiskey. We'll pick it up there. Larry would have me do a short field landing once we got back.
actually, you can go ahead and pick up Chandler ATIS if you'd like from here.
Central Aircraft Gateways Information Victor, now current altimeter 2986.
Use caution for bird activity in the vicinity of Chandler. Advise on initial contact you have whiskey. Chandler Tower information whiskey, time 2047 Zulu, wind 260 at 8, weather better than 5005, temperature 38, 2.11,
you can maintain a heading of 330 right now. That's 330 is good.
Visual approach in use, landing and departing runways 22, left and right. NOTAM, caution for multiple obstructions in the vicinity of Chandler Airport, up to 310 feet AGL. Use caution for bird activity in the vicinity of Chandler. Advise on initial contact you have whiskey.
Whiskey.
Chandler Tower information whiskey, time 2047 Zulu, wind 260 at 8, weather better than
658 left to 330.
Temperature 38, dew point
and when you get a chance, I know it's bumpy.
2983.
Just send it maintain 2,500. I'll tell you when you're 7 miles out, right, by the way. You're getting pretty close. So.
2,500?
Yep. Oh,
that's right. I stopped at 3,000 after you told me.
Okay. Maintain a heading 330, just to set and maintain 2,500.
Contact you have whiskey. Chandler Tower information whiskey, time 2047 Zulu, wind 26.
And yeah, I'll give you another minute before you have to call here because you're about 8 out now, so we'll give you 1 more mile. Yeah, scan. Might put that little airplane 1 bar width below the horizon on the attitude indicator.
Helicopter 14 Victor, taxi Charlie, clear touch and go.
Clear touch and go, 14 Victor.
And who knows, this might be what it's like in the clouds. You know, you get into cumulus clouds, it's going to be bumpy. And you're 7 miles south when you want to give them a call.
Chandler Tower, Turkey 81658, 7 miles south, 2,500 feet with whiskey inbound, full stop.
Turkey 81658, Chandler Tower. Good afternoon, make left traffic 22 left, report 2 miles.
Make left traffic for 22 left, report 2 miles, Cherokee 658.
Okay. All you need is another 15 seconds. You're done. Okay, Cherokee 81658, turn right heading 340.
All right, 340. So it's up, down, up, down, up.
And 81658, turn right 350.
851, 5 miles south, touch and goes with whiskey.
Okay, you can take the hood off.
851, Chandler Tower,
I got it from
left traffic, runway 22 left.
Somebody just reported 5 miles, and we're 5 miles, so
inbound from the south.
let me...
2 to the left, report downwind 851.
I don't see anyone.
Cherokee 851, ident.
Yeah, we got to look for him here. You got the plane.
Okay, got it.
Okay, I'll keep my eyes open.
851. Cherokee 851, you're following company traffic heading to your left in about a mile and a half, 2 miles.
Okay.
851 looking.
Rocking wings.
Yeah, the guy that's, this isn't pilot-induced turbulence, this is actual turbulence.
So we did 3/10 then?
Yep, we absolutely did. You're done with that.
Kind of a marathon there, wasn't it? Last couple days?
Yep. Yeah, we'll do a little bit on the ground here, and then, like you said, we'll pull the books out and you can show me what's required in the airplane, and talk about a couple little fuselage and then here. Just go home and relax. I mean, it's whatever works for you. Like I say, my wife, I was talking to her about it. She used to cram for exams right up to the exams. I'm a person that can't do that. I get to the point and I put it all away.
Yeah.
I just relax and say, I'm going to go into this relax and not choke on the test. If I cram right to the ending, I usually choke on the test. I just relax. I go, hey.
I'm more like your wife, and my wife is more like you.
Is that right?
She just, bag it.
Yep.
I know what I know. Like we might have a little bit of a
what's good
right to left
What's
wind.
good for you is you just did the stage 4 check. So, I mean, it's not like you did the stage 4 and waited 3 weeks and did the test.
I better drop down here a little bit. All right, fuel pump on. Fullest tank.
Cherokee 7 kilo, taxiway Charlie, clear touch and go.
And I'll let you land on whichever kind of landing you think you need the most.
Chandler Tower, Turkey 658. We are about 1 mile south now.
Cherokee 658, runway 22 left, clear to land.
Clear to land 22 left, Turkey 658.
Sorry about that. Didn't mean to talk when you were about to call in.
Well, I just remembered he wanted us to report 2 miles. He's the only guy that does that.
And I was just going to say, whatever landing you feel like you need to practice, short, go ahead and do that.
Helicopter 1-4 Victor, left traffic to the helipad currently. Oh, and 1-4 Victor.
Surprised he didn't let us go to the right.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we can always ask them. No, there's somebody on final for the right one, so.
On downwind to the left.
Cherokee 851, number 2, Falk Company, traffic base to final, runway 22 left, clear touch and go. After completion of touch and go, make left close traffic.
851, number 2, left traffic.
There we go.
A little extra challenging today with the...
Yeah. Get down.
Yeah, that was... And that heat was holding you up. And that was a little bit more like that 3-point Kurt talked about yesterday, but I don't think you had much choice there.
Yeah, you know, I was just trying to get her down at that point.
Yeah, you pulled the power in a good spot. I liked where you pulled that power. I said we'd had a little energy left. And it's extra challenging today with heat and some crosswind.
It was amazing. We got over the blacktop.
658, remain this frequency, hold short of runway 22 right.
Remain this frequency, hold short at 22 right, Cherokee 658.
Helicopter 87 kilo, taxiway Charlie, clear touch and go. Clear for touch and go, 87 kilo.
Like somebody put us up on jacks as soon as we got over the...
Yeah, really, you get that. I think you get some... Yeah, with that heat on the runway there, it just wants to balloon you back up, I think.
Yeah, I got to watch that 3-point crap.
Well, in those circumstances, if I was landing short, I would have done exactly what you did. You know, I'd have got the wheels on the ground and flaps elevator, heavy braking.
Check 658, turn left on 22 right, right at Mike, taxi without delay, traffic turn base.
Left on 22 right, right on Mike, 658.
Check 658, after clearing the runway, taxi the ramp, have a good day.
Well, taxi the ramp, thanks for your help, 658.
I was looking out there for the plane on base, I didn't see him.
Damn.
Now they're turning base.
Oh. Okay, I'll do that after landing real quick. Stand by. Boost pump off. Electrical. Taxi. He didn't even say monitor ground.
No, he didn't. Only you and I are just too many people bouncing around in the heat this afternoon.
Yeah. I switched to it anyway.
I mean, that's an advantage of coming out here and bouncing around the heat. It's quieter.
Yeah, that's right.
The trouble is you're just about to die in the heat.
This window open. Oh. You open the window and it's like somebody's blowing a hot blow dryer on you.
All right, so now I had everything I needed to take my check ride the next morning. All requirements were done, and all that was left was a little ground review with Larry, some studying on my own, and back to the airport in the morning for the oral and then the flying part of the check. Man, I was excited and nervous. Would I be ready? Would I choke? All good questions, but you'll have to wait for the next episode to find out what happened. I really do want to hear from you, suggestions, comments, or just let me know you're listening after my long hiatus. My email address is bill@studentpilotcast.com, or you can reach me on the website contact form at studentpilotcast.com. On Twitter, I'm at BillWill. That's Bravo India Lima Lima, Whiskey India Lima. So it was time. My primary training was done, and it was time to demonstrate to the DPE that I had learned what I needed to know and that I knew how to handle the airplane. In the early stages of training, just a couple short months before, it felt like this day would never come. But now it was here. I thought I was ready, I hoped I was ready. So maybe even by tomorrow afternoon, I was going to be a pilot. Music for today's episode is To Be an Angel by the Canadian band Uncle Seth. You can get more information and subscribe to the podcast feeds on the web at studentpilotcast.com. Remember, any instruction that you hear in this podcast was meant for me and for me alone in the situation I was in at the time. Please do not try to blindly apply anything you see or hear in this podcast to your own flying without thinking it through on your own completely. If you have questions about any aspect of your flying, please consult a qualified CFI.